Very, very proud of the team. Our first blowout win this year, in my mind. Really good team. Guards were really good. They did exactly what we expected, except for making those threes. Those bigs made threes today. They haven't been making them, but overall had a total group effort. Had so many contributors today, and very excited about the direction we're heading. We got work to do, but still proud of this effort today.
Coach, the idea is obviously to get better and better as the season goes on. You guys have played a tough schedule. You're now 5-4. State of the team, how would you evaluate where you guys are right now going into the Tennessee game?
Well, we're much better than what we were when we first started the season against Tennessee Tech. The guys are starting to understand our schemes, starting to take charges, starting to get the 50-50 balls. We didn't box out as well as we should have today, but we're well aware of those mistakes and know that we're going to have to be on all hands on deck next weekend when it comes to Tennessee, because they're a really good team.
Hey, Coach, that first half you played was one of your better first half you had this year. What did you do different going in? I know you changed your rotation a little bit, but what did you do different to play such a good first half?
Well, we just gave the guys confidence in just going out there and playing free. We know that just trying to get to penetrate the paint and then kick it out and try to take those threes confidently. I think we started stressing a little bit on taking too many threes, but in this game you have to take them because that's what teams give you. You got to make them. So I think with that, them being relaxed coming out today, that made them play much better and shot the ball much better, because we weren't saying don't shoot threes, get to the basket. We were saying take and make. And I think that was the difference today in our team.
Coach, just about every time you've talked about Tyler Harris this season, you've said he needs to learn how to draw fouls better and draw charges. He drew 7 fouls today, so what does that say about his progression and how he's learning under you this season? Well,
Tyler's been a sponge, because every day in practice I'm telling him to be the smallest guy on the court, which you're going to be a ton of times. You got to be effective on the defensive end as well. We know he's a weapon on offense, and defensively he has to take charges. He has to get steals. He has to get deflections. He has to be a pest out there. And he's actually, taken that and went out and started doing it. And it's something that he's never done before, but that lets you know what kind of player that he wants to be and that he wants to help us win. He's willing to do whatever it takes for us to win.
Coach, right over here. Are you proud of the way Davenport is taking control?
I couldn't see because
Are you proud of the way Davenport's taking control of his role coming off the bench?
Yeah, I am, because Keevan is really, and I told him the other day, that he's really unstoppable. I haven't seen one guy really shut Keevan down. Only Keevan can shut himself down. So I said, go out there and show these guys that they're not on your level. There's nobody that can guard you. Play freely and go and do what we know you can do. And that's what's happening. When he plays these type of games where he's scoring almost a point per minute being on the floor, then we're going to be better off. We're going to be tougher to beat.
Hey, that was a similar question I was going to ask you, but that when they cut the lead to 4, it seemed like Keevan really stepped up in that moment. Just having him kind of be aware of that and playing like a senior like that, how refreshing was that given kind of his ups and downs this year?
Yeah, Keevan kind of is a guy that you got to push really hard to go. He just has this kind of laid-back attitude, but he can really play. So it's up to us coaches to just stay on him and say, hey, man, you're the man. We're just giving him the utmost confidence, and I honestly believe that there's nobody in the college game that can guard him one-on-one. So go out there and do what you do, and I think that with us telling him that, he's gaining more confidence, and that talent is going to come out. We got to push that talent out of him.
Coach, how are you getting your guys prepared for next week, the atmosphere of the game, everything around it against Tennessee?
Man, it's going to be big. It's going to be the biggest game of the year for us, especially on our home court. Tennessee-Memphis rivalry goes back so far, and it's always been a knockdown, drag-out fight. But as far as the preparation, after these exams are over, we're giving them 2 days off because of exams. And then once we get into practice, it's going to be film, and we're going to have to work on our principles. Everything that we believe in, we're going to have to do that times 2 in the game against Tennessee on the offensive end and defensive end.
Coach, what do you remember about playing against UAB and the Tennessee rivalry, I guess, from your playing days?
Well, first of all, UAB has always had a great defensive team. When I played, they had guys that were just tough, physical, offensive rebounders, and just played tough. The same thing with Tennessee. They just always have had a tough team. Not as talented when I was playing, but was always tough and knew what they were doing out there on both ends of the floor. So it's going to be a problem. Right now they're ranked 5th in the nation. They've already played Kansas, had Kansas beat, and then tomorrow they play Gonzaga. I will be watching that game, but they're just relentless. They go for 40 minutes.
Coach, talk about the camaraderie on this team. Every time you guys are out there making big plays, the guys are off the bench, they're up, celebrating, congratulating their teammates. Talk about that camaraderie.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, and that's the culture that we're trying to breed. We're trying to get that that bond amongst the teammates that they're brothers, you know, and they got to have each other's back. If you're not in the game, cheer as hard as if you were out there, and cheer for your teammates, and then vice versa. Do the same thing for your other teammates. So, you know, that's a culture that we want. We want it to be a great atmosphere, a great attitude of guys on the sideline cheering for each other.
Penny, do you like having these old regional rivals back on the schedule? And is it the kind of thing you want to have in the future?
Absolutely. I think that's great for the city of Memphis to not only have, you know, UAB, to have Tennessee as well. We could probably try to get Louisville back. Going to have Ole Miss next year. I mean, I think that's a beautiful thing because it gives the siblings and family members and friends kind of that bragging rights for the year. And I'm really going to enjoy those rivalries, those games.
Coach, you're a stylish guy. Your guard, Kareem Bruton, seems to roll his one short leg up. How would you explain that? And is that like a stylish thing? Is that a trend? What is it?
I think that's his style. I haven't asked him about it, but Coach Matlock and I were on the plane going to Atlanta, and we were watching the game for a while, and then he stopped the film and go, hold up. Did Kareem always have his short pant leg like that? And I was like, yeah, he started the game off like that. And I think Kevin Davenport did the other leg. So maybe they kind of got together and coordinated that little deal, but I don't know what it means, though.
Tyler Harris describes it as his personal drip. So what is your drip that you bring to your
His own personal. I guess I have my own personal drip. I'm just trying to be clean and neat like my grandmother told me.
So,
tuck my shirt in.
Penny, so
and
you
be
guys,
neat.
you went to the line a lot more in the second half than you did in the first half, and it seemed like when it was getting close, the line sort of hurt you for a little bit, and then you guys were able to use it and take advantage of it. Was that an emphasis there at the end?
Yeah, well, you know, we're not going to settle for jump shots at the end of the game when it's winning time. If we got open jump shots, we're going to take them. But if we have the option, we want to take it to the basket, and we have to have confidence that we're going to make those free throws. You know, that one stretch with Alex, Kevin twice, and even Jeremiah, they missed them, but we had already been shooting great from the line. We still ended up, I think, 77% from the line. We just didn't finish it off, and we just have to have confidence that we can do so. We have to keep going. We can't be afraid to go. We got to go, and then we got to make them.
Penny, just to follow up on something you said, are you confirming there's going to be an Ole Miss game next year?
I can't confirm, but we're working on it. Okay. Close.
Penny, you guys had 18 assists and 11 turnovers. First game you've had more assists than turnovers. I guess you've been waiting for a while, huh?
Absolutely. And then there was a cushion on that. It wasn't like it was one assist better than the turnover. So, yeah, as a point guard, I take pride in what my guards are doing out there, and a lot of unforced turnovers, trying to make things happen. Some are aggressive and some are unforced. But always great when a coach sees that the assist tally is bigger than the turnover tally.
Penny, I'm sure you're used to seeing all this type of merchandise throughout your whole lifetime, but tonight they gave out bobbleheads of yourself in your coaching apparel. How do you feel just see a bobblehead of you just coaching, not as a player? Yeah, that is pretty cool. And I was saying that I've had bobbleheads before, of course, but not in a suit. So I'm definitely going to cherish this one. Everything that's going on this year in my first year, I'm going to really cherish, and all of the things that they're giving out from the big penny to the bobblehead, I'm definitely going to enjoy that and then keep them at a place in my home.
Coach, you say you're working on Ole Miss. Did the Wiseman recruiting have any effect on your one-on-one that you're working on with Cal?
No, it didn't. I just really want to bring good basketball to the city, play against the best teams in the nation to see where we are as a staff and as a team, and we're going to continue to push that. I mean, I'm not afraid. I mean, a lot of people were thinking I was crazy about playing the teams that I've already played in my first year because you're supposed to come in and, quote-unquote, play a softer schedule. But I really thought that this schedule would make us better, and it is making us better at a faster pace. No, I haven't spoken to Cal in a while, but I'm sure we'll get back in touch with each other and try to get it done.
Penny, how much better do you feel about the prospect of playing Tennessee here next Saturday than you might have felt a couple of weeks ago with where your team was?
Feels so much better, but I think that's because of the strength of the schedule that we played, the teams that we played, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, LSU, even Yale. Yale plays at Duke today, so I want to see how that goes because I don't think that's going to be a blowout. I think Yale is pretty good. But those games has helped prepare us to be ready to play for Tennessee. Tennessee is its own monster within itself, but playing those teams, there's not a wow factor when we see these guys, how big they're going to be, how fast they're going to be, how physical they're going to be. So that's why I played that schedule.